Hi everyone. It's Paige, and I wanted to discuss mental health. Um, it's I feel like people avoid this topic or are uncomfortable talking about it, but it is so important. So most people who know me that aren't close friends, family, would not ever really guess that I struggle with severe depression and anxiety. And I feel like if anybody from my high school or whatever ever sees this, they might be surprised. Um, but I do, and this week has been a really hard week. I've been struggling with this since February, so it's been about 7, 8 months, and it's so tough. I kind of never really knew anyone before I became depressed that had depression or anxiety. I never knew what it was like. I never knew what it really was. And it's so just complicated. It's really the best way to describe it. Um, I'm on medication. I used to be someone who was never on medication, didn't ever need medicine, nothing like that. But now I'm on depression medication. I started with Lexapro. I started on a 5 milligram dose. They bumped me up to 10 milligrams, bumped me up to 20 this summer, which is the highest dose, and it's not working. So right now I'm in the process of weaning off of my old medication, and on Sunday, so in a couple days, I start my new medication, and I start it slowly, and then I'm going to work up to a higher dose. But with medication, you can just have side effects as well. So, like, some people think you get meds and you're fine, but it's not how it is. You have to get used to your medication. Like, I have to build up to it and wean off of my old one. And, you know, it's a process, and finding the right medication that works for you is a process. Like, this will be my second one. I'm going on sertraline, and I'm also on Ativan for anxiety. I just took some before I filmed this, and it's just as needed. It's not a daily medication. It should be for me. I just take it as needed, which has been almost every day this week. So whenever I'm feeling anxious, feel like I'm going to have a panic attack, I take it and it calms me down. The downside to it is I can't drive after I take it. I'm not supposed to really do anything because it makes you tired, it makes you drowsy. It's a relaxer, you know? So that's the medication side of things for me. For side effects, I have a lot of different ones. I have good days and bad days. One day I could be the happiest person in the world and having a blast with my friend and, like, just be having a great day. Next day I'll be anxious, depressed, crying, being a mess. So I have mood swings, mood changes very easily. I'm tired all the time. I have no energy at all. No determination to do anything, such as go work out, go even eat. I have a low appetite. And I have very low concentration as well. So even watching Netflix, I can't focus on a show. I have to be like playing a game on my phone, messing with something. I can't just concentrate on that show. And that goes with homework as well. If I have a paper, which I've only had one paper this year, thank God, I can't concentrate on getting it done. I have the worst concentration right now. And along with, like, the mood swings I mentioned, crying, I just get so sad, upset over nothing. And when I'm anxious and I'm about to have a panic attack, it's normally over nothing. The smallest things set me off, and it's not my fault. And I know that's what everyone says, it's not your fault, it's not your fault. But when it's happening, you feel like it's your fault. You feel like you did something wrong. My cat's playing under my desk. But I mean, it's hard to tell yourself that, but I'm trying to get better at that. I also go to a therapist. If you are going through anything, it doesn't have to be depression or anxiety. If you're just struggling, you don't just need to talk to someone, go to a therapist. This is my second therapist I've been to, and they're very helpful. Even if they don't really give you advice, it's just nice to get your thoughts out to somebody who has an unbiased opinion. And so that's why I go and see a therapist. I didn't see one all summer, and at the end of the summer I was like, I need to drive up to school and go see my therapist because it was just too much without talking to him. But some people are too proud. I know a girl who was kind of struggling with a little bit of depression, not very severe. It was just kind of on the brink of starting. And she was just too proud to go see a therapist. And I just didn't understand that. She was just too proud to admit that something was wrong. But if something's wrong, you need to go get help. I mean, when I kind of started noticing depression symptoms, I was like, I need to get help. I need to figure this out. I don't want to live like this. And I struggle with the fact that I've been dealing with this for about 7-8 months, and I'm still having horrible side effects, even worse than when it first started. I do sometimes have suicidal thoughts, which I hate to admit. I don't like saying it. It makes me want to throw up when I say it. I don't think I've even told my therapist that because I'm embarrassed. And I've never acted upon any of my thoughts. I've never done anything suicidal. But they just get into my brain. And I mean, that's a side effect of depression and my medication. They just get in my brain and just won't stop bothering me. So I have to do something to keep my mind busy or, just to get my mind off of that, to get those thoughts away because I'm not controlling them. I'm not trying to think about killing myself, but sometimes it just won't stop. It won't stop bothering me. And thank God I've never acted upon it, but just the fact that I have that in my head sometimes is a pain in the ass. And I never, ever, ever, ever thought I would be a person to deal with this. But I guess it kind of just goes to show you anybody can. And I know a lot of famous YouTubers struggle with depression and anxiety. And Megan Rinks made an amazing video about anxiety a few years ago. And I'm going to link it in the description. But it's what anxiety feels like. And it's such an eye-opening video. I saw it even before I was having issues with anxiety. But now that I actually deal with anxiety daily, it's so true, that video. And if you know anyone that has anxiety, it's a good video to watch just so you can kind of relate to them even a little bit on what they're dealing with. But yeah, I mean, people have weird views on depression and anxiety or any kind of mental health issue. And I feel even before I had it in high school, I feel like people who were depressed, or you knew they were on medication for depression, you kind of thought those kids were the weird ones, And I hate to say that, it's so bad, but I feel like that's kind of what kids, middle school, high school, kind of think. They're just weird, there's something wrong with them, but they can't help it. And I believe mental health needs to have more attention to it, just as physical health does. Mental health should be treated just as importantly as physical health. And I'm still struggling with this. I'm sure I'll struggle with it for a long time. But it didn't just come out of nowhere, I suppose. I did have some events in my life that happened all together very quickly, and I guess my body and my brain just got very overwhelmed. My parents got divorced, and I don't have a relationship with my mom anymore. I haven't talked to her in almost a year. My dog died, who was my best friend. She died just out of nowhere, out of the blue. I went to college, which I'm still here now. At least I haven't dropped out yet, right? But, and then when it hit in February, kind of January, February, I'm pretty sure it's because of the holiday season. It was just so different. And that's when I like really realized my parents are divorced. Things aren't the same. You know, that's when it really got to me, because the holidays are my favorite and they just weren't what they used to be. And I really struggled with it during Christmas, but then just when I came back to school after Christmas break, I just didn't feel the same, and I came down with depression. And I think even if you aren't depressed, if you're going through something similar, have any events in your life, you could go see a therapist, or at least just talk to your friends and family and let them know what you're going through. I don't really know the point of this video. I don't know what I'm trying to get at, but I've thought about making videos about mental health and just about random things in my life. And I just kind of felt inspired tonight to film something. This is just on my MacBook. It's not high quality, I know. But I just kind of felt like I wanted to make a video. And I was so anxious tonight, I felt like I was going to throw up. I just took my anxiety medicine, so I'm feeling a little bit better. And I'm going to paint tonight. I'm going to do some watercolor painting, because that's my new thing. I paint to get my mind off things and, just to keep myself busy, when I'm feeling anxious or sad. I guess the point is that if you are struggling with anything that could lead to some mental health issues, or that just make you sad or whatever, you should go see a therapist or talk to your family, or if you know anyone that needs some help, get them some help. But also, mental health needs to have the same attention that physical health gets. And I feel so strongly about that, especially since I've been going through this and I now know what it's like. Also, emotional support animals. I have a kitty cat, and she is amazing. She just keeps me entertained. She'll cuddle with me at night till I fall asleep. Just having someone around, because I don't have any friends at school, that's another thing that's a problem. Just to have like a little companion is great, and she's awesome. She's so cute. I'm gonna grab her quick. This is my kitty cat. Oh, she wants to bite. So I guess this will be the end of my video tonight. I don't know when I'm gonna make a video next. I don't know what they'll be about. I just wanted to film something about this, so I did, and here we are. So I guess goodbye. Subscribe, like. I don't know if I'll be making many videos in the future, but we'll see what happens.